Developing inner fortitude. The many facets of Stoic philosophy are based on self-awareness, perseverance, and self-control. Fundamentally, inner strength is about mastering oneself in the face of difficulty rather than using raw power to dominate others. As a Stoic emperor, Marcus Aurelius highlighted the value of preserving moral integrity and mental peace in the face of adversity. He felt that real strength is the capacity to control one's thoughts and feelings, staying committed to moral principles even in the face of extreme adversity. To develop inner power, one needs to have a thorough awareness of their ideas, feelings, and impulses. People with this level of self-awareness can identify and question damaging thought habits, swapping them out for more morally and logical viewpoints. Moreover, Stoicism emphasizes the value of perseverance in the face of adversity. People are taught to see obstacles as chances for personal development and growth rather than letting them dissuade them. The famous words of Marcus Aurelius are, "What hinders action encourages action. What obstructs the path eventually becomes it." Stoic philosophy holds that disciplined activity is another essential component of developing inner power. This entails living a life of restraint, tenacity, and moral bravery in all spheres. By equating one's behavior with Stoic virtues like temperance, wisdom, fairness, courage, and justice, people can fortify their moral fiber and stick to their values even when faced with hardship or temptation. To summarize, the development of inner strength necessitates self-awareness, resilience, and disciplined action as per Marcus Aurelius and Stoic philosophy. Through mental mastery, moral steadfastness, and overcoming obstacles head-on with bravery and resolve, people can build a strong inner strength reservoir that helps them flourish in the face of uncertainty in life. Exercise empathy. According to Marcus Aurelius and Stoic philosophy, practicing empathy entails having a sophisticated grasp of human nature, realizing our common humanity, and resolving to interact with people sympathetically even under trying situations. As a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, Marcus Aurelius highlighted the value of having empathy and understanding for other people. He held that despite our differences, everyone is vulnerable to the same basic fears, desires, and vulnerabilities because we are all members of the human race. Empathy is a rational and ethical ideal based on reason and virtue in Stoicism, not only an emotional reaction. It entails making a conscious effort to comprehend the viewpoints, emotions, and needs of others and reacting to them with respect, kindness, and compassion. According to Stoic philosophy, developing a few essential virtues is necessary for practicing empathy. Wisdom. A thorough grasp of human nature and the intricacies of human emotions is a prerequisite for developing empathy. People can understand the reasons behind the experiences of others by developing wisdom via introspection and philosophical study. Compassion. Compassion is the capacity to feel another person's pain and react to that pain by showing kindness and assistance. Regardless of one's upbringing or situation, Marcus Aurelius stressed the value of having compassion for everyone. Justice. According to the Stoic philosophy, justice entails treating people fairly, with dignity, and with respect, recognizing the intrinsic value and equity of every person and making an effort to act in ways that advance justice and equality are necessary components of practicing empathy. Courage. It typically takes courage to empathize with others, particularly while facing challenging or painful circumstances. Marcus Aurelius acknowledged that empathy occasionally means moving beyond of one's comfort zone and urged people to tackle problems with fortitude and tenacity. Self-reflection. The practice of Stoicism emphasizes the value of introspection and self-awareness. To practice empathy, one must examine their ideas, emotions, and prejudices and how they could affect how they perceive other people. Through the practice of these qualities, people can cultivate a profound sense of empathy that facilitates deeper connections with others, so promoting mutual respect, understanding, and compassion. Stoics use empathy to build a sense of solidarity and unity with all people, overcoming differences. Set an example for others. According to Marcus Aurelius and Stoic philosophy, setting an example for others to follow entails modeling virtue via one's deeds and decisions and motivating them with moral rectitude, humility, and wisdom. As a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, Marcus Aurelius held the view that genuine leadership is about setting an example for others and pointing them in the direction of virtue rather than about exercising control or authority over them. Leading by example is based on many important tenets of Stoicism. Virtue ethics. A key component of Stoicism is virtue ethics, which is the practice of developing virtues including wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. By emulating these qualities in their choices and behaviors, leaders who lead by example hope to provide a positive and motivating example for others to follow. Integrity. Marcus Aurelius highlighted the significance of moral consistency and integrity in behavior. Leaders who set an example for others follow through on their values without wavering, even in the face of difficulty or temptation. They gain the respect and trust of people around them by acting with integrity, sincerity, and transparency. Humility. Self-awareness and humility are virtues that Stoicism instills. Setting a good example for others means that a leader is aware of their shortcomings and seeks to improve both personally and professionally. They exhibit humility in both achievement and loss, remaining receptive to criticism and offering helpful input. Service. According to Stoicism, genuine leadership is based on serving others rather than oneself. When a leader set an example for others to follow, they put their followers' welfare and well-being first, giving selflessly to the greater good. They take a kind, empathetic stance and genuinely want to encourage and uplift others. Inspiration. According to Marcus Aurelius, the most successful leaders motivate people by their deeds rather than their words. Leaders who provide an example for others to follow motivate people to follow their good deeds and pursue greatness by inspiring loyalty, trust, and adoration. Leaders may foster a culture of honesty, quality, and moral responsibility by living up to these values. By doing so, they can encourage others to follow in their footsteps and advance societal welfare. Marcus Aurelius and the Stoic school of thought hold that setting a good example is not only a question of authority but also a deeply moral requirement based on virtue and selflessness. Tactical patience. Marcus Aurelius and Stoic philosophy hold that strategic patience is the embodiment of endurance tempered with strategic insight. It entails using careful and measured activities to attain long-term goals while simultaneously retaining a cool head and steady temperament in the face of difficulty. As a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, Marcus Aurelius highlighted the value of patience as a tactical instrument for overcoming obstacles in life. True strength, in his opinion, is not found in rash or reactive actions, but rather in the capacity to persevere through brief setbacks. Strategic patience in Stoicism is based on some important ideas. Acceptance of the present. A key lesson in Stoicism is learning to live in the present moment unopposed and unfrustrated. Acknowledging the reality of the current circumstances while keeping a clear-eyed focus on long-term goals is known as strategic patience. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the need to develop inner fortitude and resilience in the face of hardship. Strategic patience means bearing with grace and fortitude through adversity, believing that things will get better and that persistence will eventually pay off. Strategic planning and forethought. Although Stoicism emphasizes the value of patience, it also highlights the significance of strategic planning and foresight. Marcus Aurelius advocated for thinking through the long-term effects of decisions and choosing reasoned judgment over rash choices. Adaptability and flexibility. The virtues of adaptability and flexibility in the face of changing circumstances are taught in Stoicism. Strategic patience is keeping an open mind to new ideas and making necessary adjustments to plans while adhering to core beliefs and ideals. Preserving inner calm. At the heart of Stoic thought is the notion of preserving inner composure in the face of chaos outside. Even in the face of uncertainty and instability, strategic patience demands the cultivation of inner serenity and calm. According to Marcus Aurelius and the Stoic school of thought, people can overcome obstacles in life with elegance, wisdom, and resilience by adopting strategic patience. They can withstand adversity and come out stronger and wiser in their pursuit of their objectives by combining endurance with strategic vision and preserving inner peace. Put the solution, not the blame, in focus. A fundamental tenet of Stoicism, especially as expressed by Marcus Aurelius, is emphasizing solutions above blame as a means of resolving life's problems with discernment and fortitude. Stoicism advises people to focus their energies on coming up with workable solutions and making positive progress instead of blaming others or obsessing over past transgressions. As a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, Marcus Aurelius trusted that logical reasoning and calculated action could overcome any challenge. He understood that focusing on assigning blame or finding faults only helps to maintain negativity and impedes development. Rather, he espoused a practical methodology that prioritizes problem-solving and individual responsibility. The Stoic philosophy states that to concentrate on solutions, people need to develop a few crucial habits. Rational analysis. The Stoic path emphasizes the value of confronting obstacles with objectivity and reason. Individuals are encouraged to calmly examine the problem, determine the underlying causes, and develop a plan of action instead of giving in to emotional emotions or placing blame. Personal accountability. Marcus Aurelius highlighted the significance of accepting accountability for one's deeds and decisions. Recognizing one's part in the problem and resolving to make constructive adjustments going forward are prerequisites for concentrating on solutions. Forward thinking. Those who practice Stoicism are encouraged to have an optimistic stance, concentrating on what they can do to make the present better and mold the future into something greater. People can liberate themselves from the vicious cycle of negativity and blame by focusing on workable alternatives, giving them the capacity to make significant changes. Collaborative problem solving. Marcus Aurelius understood the importance of teamwork and cooperation while tackling challenging issues. Instead of blaming others, Stoicism encourages people to collaborate and pool their resources and abilities to accomplish shared objectives. By embracing these Stoic ideas, people can develop an attitude that is more concerned with finding answers than placing blame, giving them the ability to face obstacles head-on with discernment, fortitude, and self-reliance. This strategy not only encourages individual development, but also harmony and cooperation in interpersonal interactions and society at large. Engage in peaceful dialogue. Marcus Aurelius may not have coined the term nonviolent communication, but the ideas that underpin it are very similar to those of Stoic philosophy, especially when it comes to promoting peaceful relationships. To diffuse tensions and advance understanding, Marshall Rosenberg's theory of nonviolent communication places a strong emphasis on kind communication and attentive listening. Similar principles are maintained by Stoicism, which promotes logical conversation and compassionate participation in all relationships. To communicate nonviolently by Stoic principles, people might develop a few crucial habits. Empathy. Stoicism places a strong emphasis on the value of appreciating other people's viewpoints and feelings. By attentively listening to others' worries without passing judgment and making an effort to comprehend their underlying needs and motivations, one can demonstrate empathy. Compassionate expression. People who use nonviolent communication are encouraged to speak up and express themselves honestly and forcefully while yet showing consideration and respect for the sentiments of others. This corresponds to the Stoic virtue of temperance, which calls for speaking with moderation and with love. Conflict resolution. The value of amicably and diplomatically settling disputes is something that Stoicism imparts. People can resolve conflicts with discernment and honesty if they concentrate on coming up with compromises rather than blaming others or raising the stakes. Self-reflection. Self-awareness and self-examination are emphasized by Stoicism as vital elements of personal development. Reflecting on one's communication style and finding areas for growth, such as controlling defensiveness or anger, are essential components of practicing nonviolent communication. Mindful communication, being present and involved in the discussion while communicating, is a key component of mindful communication, which is supported by both Stoicism and peaceful communication. People who practice mindfulness are more able to connect with others and react intelligently as opposed to impulsively. Although the concepts of peaceful communication may not have been stated clearly by Marcus Aurelius, his teachings on empathy, compassion, and reasoned discourse offer a solid basis for using this mode of communication. People can build deeper connections, settle disputes amicably, and promote more harmony and understanding in their lives by incorporating these Stoic ideas into their everyday interactions. Transcendence achieved by forgiving. Within the framework of Stoic philosophy, transcendence through forgiveness is a profound idea that reflects the teachings of Marcus Aurelius regarding the power of compassion, inner calm, and resilience. Although it might not make up for past wrongs, forgiveness frees people from the weight of grudges and hatred and enables them to break free from the vicious cycle of resentment and bitterness.